Greetings and good day, YouTube. How are you doing today? I myself am pretty excited to continue where we last left off in our kingdom build. Today would probably be a little bit of a short one. Oh yeah, no, exactly. Well, it's not even just that. It's also like they didn't just say get good. Hold on, let me just say this though. It wasn't that. It was like, in all honesty, the people were making it way worse than it actually is. Yeah, the game's difficult, do not get me wrong. But one of the main reasons it's difficult is because no one paid the fuck attention to what the developers were saying. And the developer was saying, hey guys, the levels scale. Like, the levels pretty much scale to your character, so it doesn't really matter what level you get into the DLC, as long as you know you gotta get the Shadow Tree fragments to increase your defense as well as your offense. And I thought everybody was on the same page. I was like, yeah, cool, that makes sense. It's actually one of my favorite ways they've done a DLC ever, because previously it's been, what level do I have to be to go into the DLC? Kind of. A lot of it also, basically how it works is, when you first enter the DLC, you're at level 1. And until you upgrade the Shadow Tree fragments, you stay at level 1. If you upgrade your weapons, yeah, you'll do a little bit more damage. If you level up your stuff, yeah, you'll be doing a little bit more damage. But realistically, you don't really start doing, like, big amounts of damage up until you actually, like, go forth and get the Shadow Tree fragments. Use them to level up your blessing, and then you're good to go. The same can be said for your summons, right? Like, the more you level that up, the more your summons is able to dish out and take. But it also, if you level up the summons itself, too, right? Like, just because something's scaled doesn't necessarily mean it's pointless to level up your character. Don't get me wrong. There are people out there that have done Rune Level 1, Shadow Tree Fragment 0 runs, and there will be people that do those types of runs in the future, I guarantee that. But their skills, like what abilities they don't use, does not change based off your level. And a lot of the problem is with these enemies is, the enemies when Elden Ring's DLC act almost similar to something like Sekiro, right? Like, because I've just recently watched a Sekiro playthrough, and the enemies just do not fucking stop coming after you, right? And the same can be said with the DLC bosses. Every single boss that I face, I feel like I'm fucking getting demolished. Why do I have all this stone? I remember why I have all this stone. But yeah, as for how we normally start the outdated YouTube blog thing, I'll talk about that in a moment. I'll continue this conversation in a moment. I want to go over the fact that after today, like after the Minecraft stream, later today, I'll be playing Metal Gear Solid 1 for the second time, I think, on stream. I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember how many times I've played it before, because there's a certain point in time where I don't have any VODs from that time. Like, I've really only been saving the VODs from like 2.5, 3 years ago. So, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, coming up, we'll be playing more Metal Gear. It'll probably be Metal Gear Solid 1 and Metal Gear Solid 2. And I'll finish up with Metal Gear Solid 3. I could play through 4 again because I enjoy it a lot, but I don't know. I kind of only want to spend a couple of weeks playing Metal Gear and then get back to Elden Ring, finish Elden Ring, and then get into the, like, finish up that and then get into Fallout 3. A new what? Oh, a new Metal Gear? Yeah, no. They're not making a new Metal Gear. They're making a remake of Metal Gear Solid 3. It's Metal Gear Solid Delta. It's one of the reasons why, yes, I am excited for it, but I'm less excited for the game itself and more excited for the fact that it's going to bring more people into the fandom of Metal Gear, for one thing. For another, it will potentially bring new Metal Gear Solid games in the future. However, the true tactical espionage action, stealth action, which is what Hideo Kojima coined the Metal Gear franchise as, a stealth espionage action series, his company is actually working on a new one of those. It would be a new IP, obviously, because he doesn't own the rights to Metal Gear. But here's the thing. What they're probably going to do is they've released the Metal Gear games in a collection, Metal Gear Part 1 and 2, or whatever the hell they're calling it, as a way to bring the older games to the new systems. And they're also doing a very, like, a part of me when I first heard about it was extremely excited because I thought, like, a remake, you know, they're gonna change a couple things, right? But from what they've shown, it looks like the exact game just modernized, made in the same engine / format of Metal Gear Solid 4/5. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it takes my hype for the game and makes me to where I don't know if I'm going to actually get it on release. I don't know. I'll have to do some research into it when it comes out to make sure. But yeah, like I was saying, that's the main thing that I really am focused on right now. I want to do some Metal Gear games. We'll see if I actually get Delta. I probably will, but you never know. If it's one of those things where it's literally just an exact copy and paste, I cannot honestly get that at that point. Like, if they actually add new shit, change some shit like that, yeah, there are new mechanics and stuff like that, don't get me wrong. But when the game is the same and it's just graphically better, that doesn't sway me to actually purchase the product. Right? Like, mind you, it puts it on my list, but it's not as far up on the list, and it's not that far up on the list. Greetings, a good day, Ray. How are you doing today? I don't know exactly what do you mean? No, I do not want to hate myself. If I hated myself, I would play Elden Ring, Rune level 1, no armor. Oh, no. No, that's not. Oh, it's been a while. Give me a minute to get my voice warmed up. Yeah, give me a minute. My voice needs to warm up. Oh. All right, I think I. Nope.
Somebody came through the drive-through. I looked at the ID. It said Mindy.
You knew Mindy.
I did. I said, "Oh my gosh, hi, Mindy." And this person looked over and left everything at the break.
It's very difficult
I contacted our fraud
for me to get that voice going
Well, sounds like she helped save you from
because of how long it's been.
Yeah, she saved me. She's my little guardian angel.
You're gonna get a little bit. You're gonna get that in a moment. I need to get my voice ready.
Real people compensated for true stories.
Get an 11% rebate at Menards. Rust-Oleum stops rust.
I'm also setting a timer for 5 minutes when I'm ready to actually do it, so I don't have to fucking do that for longer.
For long-lasting results. Is available in more than 40 colors. Get started in your painting project at Menards. #1 in customer satisfaction among home improvement
So yeah,
retailers, according to
it's been quite a while since I've had to do my Mickey Mouse voice,
Awards.
and my voice sounds absolutely fucked as is right now. So this is as good as it's gonna be, right? This is as good as you're gonna be able to get it right now. Because for whatever fucking reason, my voice is shot. 6? Well, fine, I'll give you the extra minute. Fuck. 6? Why the fuck did I write 6 minutes? Fucking hell. this isn't really a thing about hating myself. This is more of a thing about me giving you all an opportunity to fuck with me, the streamer. If you can deal with my voice sounding like this while I try and imitate Mickey Mouse, and it's butchered like it's a butchered fucking enactment of Mickey Mouse, then hey, I'm not gonna complain. But I'll do the best that I can do with the time that I have to do the Mickey Mouse voice. Holy shit. Anyways, like I was saying earlier, my plan is to play Metal Gear Solid. My plan is to play Metal Gear Solid 1 through 3 at the very least, in time for me to finish Elden Ring by the end of this month and start Fallout 3 next month. Oh! It's really difficult to actually keep this voice going for as long as I have been. So yeah, it has been quite a while. Nope, this is... Hold on, pause. I'm pausing at 2 minutes in for a second. This is actually rougher than I've ever had to experience before. I've not really done voices for a very long time. Alright, and we are back to Mickey Mouse's voice. More like Mickey Mouse after they've been smoking 12 packs a day for the last year. Because holy shit, I cannot keep my voice like this stably for a significant amount of time. Actually making me sweat doing this, holy shit. But yeah, I want to finish up Elden Ring soon enough. And after I finish up with Elden Ring, we're gonna end up Rip Marge from The Simpsons then too, cause didn't the voice actor for Marge pass away recently? I'm pretty sure that's the thing that happened. Hold up. Yeah, she passed away recently. Rip Marge. You've got 3 fucking minutes left. My timer's gonna go off a minute early. But you still have 3 minutes. Well, 3.5 now at this point. So see, here's the other thing too. I have to try it. I have to try and do the voice for the whole 6 minutes. Because I personally feel like you wouldn't get the most bang for your buck. What do you mean your left thumb and right pointer finger hurt because you used your controller too long. That's funny you say that, because earlier today... earlier today... the center of my palm was sore, and I think it had to do with me using my controller yesterday, because that's the only thing that I could equate my palm hurting yesterday. Fuck, come on, man. It's getting really hard to keep the voice going for this long. I've got a minute and 30 seconds left. And then I can actually rest my voice for a few moments, because holy fuck, this is really rough on my voice. And it does not sound like Mickey at all. Like you said, it sounds more like Marge than anything else. But this is the best you're gonna get, goddammit! So yeah, after we get done with like 2 weeks of Metal Gear Solid, we're gonna be finishing up Elden Ring. Then we're gonna be playing Fallout 3. And I don't know if I'm gonna be doing a speed run this September. I want to, but at the same time, I really don't think speedrunning's for me. Fuck, this hurts. 40 seconds left, though, and then we're done. Fuck. But yeah, yeah, that sounds like what I've been doing for the past couple of days. I think the streams are gonna start getting a little bit longer, too, if I'm being honest. Because, wow, this is really rough. Wow, this is really rough. I'm trying my damnedest, but I'm not going to be able to continue the conversation. Was it hard to understand me while I was doing this voice, by the way? I'm curious. Oh, fucking finally. Holy shit. Was it hard to understand what I was saying? Long story short, I was just going over a couple of times that I wanted to finish up Elden Ring after I got done with a bit of Metal Gear Solid, and then finish up Fallout, the Fallout playthrough by playing Fallout 3, and then probably go through Gun after Fallout 3. The thing is, I don't know if I'm going to be playing the game during September, or if I'm going to want to do my speed run during September. I know I said over the past year that I've wanted to, but like I've really thought about my gaming style, like what games I like to play and all that. And in all honesty, it's just, I don't think it's up my alley. I mean, I like the idea of speed running, I really do, but I haven't been using my timer. You know what I mean? Like, it just felt like too much, in all honesty. I like the idea of it, but I'm a more casual gamer. Why is it that you're annoyed at yourself? Also, I'm glad that at least a couple people could understand what I was saying. I'll have to go back and see what that sounds like. Oh, I uploaded my video today. I thought about actually reacting to the video, but I probably will next Monday, if I'm being honest. The little clip compilation that I made, it's like a thrown together thing. It's probably not the best clip comp you could make, but it is what it is. And I noticed that there's not been any clips of the channel for a while, which kind of is a shame, but at the same time, yeah. I need to go through and probably look at some of my older streams and probably get some clips out of them, in all honesty, myself. Irregardless of that, however, I'm really enjoying playing Elden Ring and the games that I'm going through right now. I got a couple more flowers, so I could probably get some more bees if need be. I mean, let me finish up the wall, in all honesty, so I can get something done. Oh, no. I can already tell. I can answer for Ray right now. They want to start another build in the game Elden Ring, which they just recently purchased for PC and had to start over from scratch. I'll be honest, you might feel like you want to do that, but I would hold off for a little while at least. Personally. That's my personal advice. You can do whatever the fuck you want, in all honesty, at the end of the day. But as someone who has actually gone through recently and done a new game, I regretted it. Oh, used to the fucked up voices? Well, I mean, I'm kind of used to fucked up voices as well, in all honesty, primarily because of people that I know that have heavy drug use and shit like that. So I would imagine it would be something of a similar nature, right? Because I have a couple of uncles that, like, sound similar to Boomhauer from fucking King of the Hill, and a lot of that is just because, for whatever reason, and I'm equating it to heavy drug use, like heavy drug abuse, personally, because they're trying to talk as fast as they possibly can, and their words meld together, so they basically say 3 words in one. Like, fun fact, do you know what goodbye is actually short for? This is actually something I learned recently, like where goodbye comes from. Who here knows where goodbye comes from? Because I just learned yesterday where it comes from. Goodbye actually comes from God be with you, which is what would be said to, like, knights as they were leaving the protective walls of the town or city or whatever. So it's God be with you, but shortened up to goodbye. As at the top of the iceberg for you. Yeah. That's why I said what I said, because I know the conversations we've had. I didn't know that until recently, and the reason I found it, it was a Twitter video somebody had posted. Oh. I've not really been playing that many games off stream. I've actually started to get back more into editing, like actually getting into editing. Over the past couple of weeks, I have not really done shit because the heat has made me feel like not doing anything, if I'm being honest. So, the weather has finally gotten to the point where I say it would be stabilized. It's not as hot right now, and I think even if it does get pretty hot, I should be alright to a certain extent with that heat. It's funny how me trying to do that voice actually caused me to sweat. Ah. How is that game?
What's with the menu change? Every day?
It's kind of Banana Town.
I don't think I can do this because of the stairs, right? Yeah, I can't do that because of the stairs, so you know what?
FX is the bear. All episodes now streaming only on Hulu.
I mean, if you hear something enough for long enough, like if you hear a accent, dialect, whatever you want to call it, for long enough, you'll actually get to the point to where you can kind of piece together what anybody's saying, as long as you kind of just listen to them. It takes a while to figure it out, and you got to be paying attention to what they say instead of just tuning out. Because some people will do that. Sometimes somebody will start to speak and you cannot understand a word they say, so you kind of leave it to the translator of the group. Because I guarantee you, if you have a friend group where there's that one person that like talks really fast and you can barely understand what they're saying, you either have to tell them to slow down yourself or you have a translator for the group.
The Palin Museum, July 15th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets at palinmuseum.org.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. You got to try to train yourself not to space out. And that's difficult to do because you can't understand what they're saying. So your brain goes, all right, shut off. You're not needed right now. As for like fun topics of conversation, how is Genshin Impact? And while you're working up the conversation piece for Genshin Impact, however far you've been, I saw a couple of tweets that really amused me. The first one that came to mind, in all honesty, like the comes to the top of my head, is the one where somebody was talking about how basically, this isn't exactly what the tweet was, but basically, if you think Elden Ring's DLC is difficult, why don't you try your hand at playing Ninja Gaiden on the hardest difficulty, and you will never be the same again. And I kind of lost it the first time I saw that tweet, because I know exactly what that means. That game is not fucking around with its difficulty. And it is funny because throughout the playthrough, I'm like, yeah, it's been difficult, but I really don't see why everyone's complaining. Like, it's not that bad, is it? I've played more difficult games. Like, I had that thought, but I didn't really say anything. Because I was like, man, I guess it's just... I am using Rot Breath and Mimic Tears, so yeah, I made sure to have Mimic Tears before I did this, so maybe it's just I'm making it easier. And then I've watched people play. Like, I've watched people fight the bosses I fought, and I've decided, you know what, I think I'm going to be alright with watching playthroughs of the game now, because I've been spoiled on who the final boss is. I probably just won't pay attention to the fight. I'll just listen to what's happening. Greetings and good day, Sneaky Jules. How are you doing today? What exactly are we referencing to, right? Because we could say there are cats that were associated with Ninja Gaiden, right? There were cat people. They fucked you up in that game. We could talk about, like, X-Soldier. Are we talking about the Final Fantasy Soldier? Because I guarantee you, if you put a cat through some sort of a process like that, it'd probably be a pretty badass cat. And there are like sentient cat species in Final Fantasy, so unless you mean like cats being reincarnated soldiers, something like that, you could go that route with it too. But yes, how are you doing today? I myself am chilling. But yeah, somebody was basically bringing up that I understood why, because honestly, Remnant at times feels more difficult than this DLC has felt. Again, I will be first to admit I am using summons. I am using my Rot Breath, right? And Rot Breath is kind of overpowered. But I'm not gonna change the way that I'm enjoying the game. Oh, that's the reason why you follow me? Because of the random shit that I come up with? Well, here's what's funny. Like, I'll check that out after we get done with this. I've realized over the past couple of weeks, because of how hot it's been and how, like, I've just not felt like doing anything, I've honestly not really been myself. Oh, wow. You got the fucking Joker card. You got the Joker. That's hella lucky, because I'm pretty sure I accidentally left that in there. I accidentally left that in the deck. That's hilarious. I'll click on that link after we get done with, talking about anything else that caught our interest. Like, and when I say topics of conversation, that's for anybody. If, like, there was some random tweet you saw, or something random you want to talk about that caught your interest, like, hey, I heard, on this article or this, go for it. You like Genshin Impact? The views are amazing. Cool. I love how I was gonna try and see what that was. I have no idea what that's referencing. A faith science? Oh, a faith, since ironically never done a faith build. Faith is pretty strong in Elden Ring, I think. Blue Archive. I've heard about Blue Archive, I think. I couldn't tell you what it looks like off the top of my head. In all honesty. But it sounds familiar. What games am I playing? I'm playing Enlisted, technically. I'm not really playing the game. I'm just, like, logging in daily. Elden Ring's pretty much like the only game that I've been playing lately. Oh, Fishing Planet and shit like that, but that's... This is kind of a waste of resources, but I just don't care. And War Thunder. I collect the dailies in War Thunders too. Same. Exactly the same for me. I literally just do my daily login, and if I feel like playing, then I play. But for the most part, I kind of force myself to play Enlisted after a certain amount of days, because I've gotten to the point to where I can, like, get the Battle Pass for Enlisted, and if I play, because you can get 3 stars a day if you have the Battle Pass, you can also get enough of the Enlisted Gold in order to pay for the next Battle Pass. So at, like, 25 days left, I grind that game ridiculously. But I kind of have been playing it a little bit here and there. I'll probably play a little bit of it tonight, actually. And I'm thinking I'm going to try and start making the streams a little bit longer, which normally I end at midnight. There's a reason for that, but I think I'm going to try to go till past midnight. Like, I'll probably have to step away for a few moments at midnight, and then I'll return. If I do step away, I might... It won't be long, or it shouldn't be long, but what I might do when I step away at midnight is I might put on a random YouTube video of mine and let that play while I step away. You had to make a new account. That sucks. What am I doing at the moment? Well, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm making sure that the mountain doesn't have anything but regular stone facing the side of it, because I want to make this look natural.
With the world's best converting checkout. Let's hear that one more time.
Oh yeah. Sometimes you do get that kind of stuff, like a couple of hours of using a premium vehicle.
Shop on your website, across social media,
No, I think Sneaky Jules was talking about what I just said, like winning a random
any way you spin it.
vehicle
Dash hit with Shopify. Start your
from the
day at shopify.com/record.
from the thing.
Batter up for
You can.
another
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Museum's
Cool. Cool. Cool.
Home Run Derby watch and gaming party on July 15th. Watch the Home Run Derby on the big screen. Compete for the most
The
versatile
chances.
prizes
Well, you
and
say no way, but the chances of getting that, it's kind of. I mean, maybe it's not similar. I don't know what the exact drop rate is or whatever you want to call it. But I look at stuff like that in a similar way that I look at like skins for. It's obviously not the same because premium vehicles are actually good, or not really good, but decent at the very least. Some of the premium vehicles are actually worse than you would think. But yeah, that is crazy lucky. Like getting a knife out of a CSGO box is how I look at RNG like that. But yeah, that's something I noticed. I've kind of been extra quiet over the past couple of weeks. Like, because I've just not been in the mood. Really. And I've kind of just been playing the game for a couple of hours and then moving on. But now that the weather's kind of stabilized, I'm kind of used to the heat now. I think I'm starting to get more myself. I mean, see, it might just seem like your luck's that bad. It's just like right now you have the bad luck. In a couple of days, you'll get the good luck. Because I do believe that no matter what, at some point, you will eventually get the thing that you're trying to get, or the thing that will make whatever it is that you're, like, say you need something for a certain build. You'll get that eventually. Understandable that you would sometimes do that, because I actually had something like that happen when I had something like that happen to me when it came to Let It Die. When Let It Die first came out, I spent quite a few hours playing the game, but I got to like level like floor 27 or something like that out of the 40 that were there for the main floors, and I realized how much of a grind it was going to be, and then kind of stopped playing. And then I started to like grindy games again, and I do like grindy games, don't get me wrong, but there's a problem with Let It Die, and I'll get into that in a minute. I like grindy games, right? Like New World, I recently purchased that game when it was on sale, and when I get done with the Fallout series, I might start a playthrough of that. Actually, real talk, I think I'm gonna be getting into getting another XCOM playthrough going at some point. Not this year, I don't think. Because I want to get through Fallout before the end of this year, so I'm going to focus on that. I'm kind of going back and forth because I'm trying to get my thoughts in order. Yeah, it's a long process to get experience. It's grindy. And in all honesty, for like that sounds like a game that I would enjoy to play, but I can only really focus on a couple of grindy games at one time, right? It's one of the reasons why I kind of stopped playing a lot of different games that I used to do daily login stuff with. No, I don't want to do that. Because it was honestly too lengthy of a process for me to go through and do the dailies when it came to certain games. Don't like being stuck with nothing to do. Same. But as long as you know what like if the game is like that, you can kind of come to the conclusion that you need to make your own goals and stuff like that, or figure out what progress points you need to get to and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, the days that I was talking about, me like not talking like I normally do, a lot of that had to do with it being around 30 to 28 degrees C on my end. And the only reason I know that is because for whatever reason, my phone has a little like temperature thing set up in the upper right hand corner. Like it tells you Monday, July 1st, and it's currently 22 degrees C, right? I have no idea why it's Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. I'm not going to change it though, because I don't care to learn how. That, and a lot of the time when I look at the temperature, I can go, oh, okay, I'm going to start getting a feel for how hot it is with Celsius using my fucking phone, and I'm actually happy to do that, because now I can finally get what people are saying when they say, oh, it's this temperature right now, and I could be like, oh, that's awesome, or oh, that sucks. Arc. Yeah, that's what the change in weather did to me, but luckily it's kind of stable right now, and I feel more myself. In all honesty, I do. Because over the past couple of weeks, I have not felt like doing a goddamn thing. And that happens for a couple of weeks during weather change, and I'm realizing. I hate that. I really do. At the stream today, I'm going to start editing again. Like, getting back into that. Because I did get into editing, and then the weather started to get fucking horrendous, and then I just felt like doing nothing except sleep, basically. But now I'm, like, energetic again. But yeah, what did you mean, Sneaky Jules? Because you still haven't answered me, damn it. About the cats being soldiers, like what if they were soldiers? What do you mean? My brain has been mulling over that for this entire time. Why did you ask this question, damn it? I have to know. 9 a.m. to 6 a.m. today. Well, that sucks. You forgot. No! Pal World is a game that I enjoyed. I enjoyed grinding in Pal World. You think reincarnations? Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. Like, what if all soldiers got reincarnated into a cat? I mean, hilariously enough, that would kind of explain why all cats are right bastards. Because, I mean, not, like, living through that shit is bad. Imagine not living through that shit. I bet that would make you pretty bitter in your next life. I know it'd make me pretty bitter. You're probably right. They probably are cats. Just throwing all that shit off the tables and shit as some form of, you know, alleviating frustrations they might not even understand they have. Because there are people that claim to remember a past life. Like, there are people that claim to have memories from a past life for, like, the reincarnation side of things. Whether or not that's real, I don't fucking know. All I know is when I watch the stories about those people, they have information about their past life that doesn't make sense for that person to have. I mean, I just would hate the risk of getting fixed. You know what I mean? Like, leave my balls alone. Gotcha. Do thank you for stopping by, Sneaky Jules. I do hope you enjoyed your stay. Till next time, take care and have yourself a good one. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more I do think I am going to try and make the stream a little bit longer, and I might do that tonight. I don't know. I know this doesn't go here, but I'm gonna use this for concrete and wool. My stream schedule, I think you should be aware of this, but just so you know, my stream schedule is 6 p.m. EST EDT Friday through Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are the days I normally take off, which I basically figured out that during the 1 year challenge, where I streamed for every single day for at least an hour for an entire year. That shit's rough. I give mad props to the people who have streamed every single day for several years in a row, because that shit is rough to do. Like, one of the main reasons I can stream for as long as I do, as often as I do on the 4 days that I do, is because of the fact that that distracted me. That actually distracted me. What was I talking about? Oh, is because I know, like, I'll stream on Monday on days when I don't feel like streaming. Not today. But on Mondays where I don't feel like streaming, I will force myself to get through it, and I'll end up enjoying it and whatever, because I have the next 3 days off. And it's the same for other... There are some days, though, where I'll be like, the day is just fucked. We're giving up today. We're not streaming. We're just going to go to sleep, and we're going to try again tomorrow. Some of my Elden Ring streams over the past couple of days have been kind of, I will admit, they've kind of been meh. The ones without my webcam, I guarantee, have been meh. Because it's just been so fucking hot that I've just felt dogged down, basically. But I'll tell you what, the day the DLC came out on Friday was a 9-minute stream. Truly, one of my shortest streams ever. And here's what happened. I was so excited to help, like, I was going to play for 2 hours or 3 hours or something like that, helping people defeat Mogwin to get to the DLC, and then Saturday I was going to play the DLC. I load up the game on Friday, and I got the glitch that a lot of other people had gotten that day, where I couldn't play online because suspicious activity was found or some bullshit like that, and I couldn't play online. So I was like, you know what? Stream's over. I'm going to bed. But over the past couple of days, the streams that have been like 5-6 hours with Elden Ring have been better. They've not been at this level. This is at like where I like to be at when I'm streaming, in all honesty, at this level that I'm at right here. And I know I haven't been at this level, but I've not felt worse than what I was at while streaming, or the streams would be shorter and I would be ending the stream early, type of stuff. Now, because I've ran out of topics to talk about, honestly, I could not say a damn thing about Roblox because I know little to nothing about it. What do I want here? Do I want to just say screw it and do that? Oh, is that the reminder to watch that one video, or is this a new video, Ray? Because I need to go over one thing really quickly, and then I'll be done. The one thing I need to go over is this week's episode of Star Wars, The Clone Wars, the animated series. It's episode 13, I believe. Long story short, previous episodes were about Count Dooku and how he was captured by pirates, and then the people who went to go check to see if it was actually Count Dooku themselves also got captured by those same pirates. and the pirates were going to try and sell Dooku to the Republic while selling Anakin and Obi-Wan to the Separatists. Obviously, that didn't work out in their favor. And the next episode, the one that we're on right now, fast forward, like there's like 3 episode segments. There's like, okay, these 3 episodes go over this. Time skip, new shit to go over. Anakin and his group are making their way through a warp to get to, is it Ayla Secura? The Jedi Knight who is currently under assault and outnumbered by the Separatist ships. So of course they make it, they get there to rescue her, they crash land, Anakin gets hurt. There's a lot going on. There's basically more character development. We get more character development for Ahsoka. Wow. I could not think of their name for a moment. I was like, what is their name? I like thought of so many different characters before I said it. I thought of Ayla the Huntress just then. What the fuck? Anyways. I am watching in chronological. I'm watching it in chronological order. I watched episodes 1 and 2 of the movies. I didn't watch Alkalite. I kind of don't want to watch Alkalite. And the cartoon series, the animated series, is in timeline order, happens between 2 and 3. Unless, oh, chronological order. You mean when they released in theaters, right? Not timeline. Or episode release date or whatever. Because that's not what I'm doing. I'm doing it based on timeline order. Because the analysts... I'm doing it in episode 1, episode 2, episode 3. I didn't know there was another way you were supposed to watch them, or another way you could watch them. That actually kind of blows my mind. Anyways. I'm gonna do one more thing of bee breeding. Yeah, Clone Wars, the animated series. Star Wars, the Clone Wars, the animated series. Ray knows that. He talked about the clone series. Unless you're talking about a different clone series. Regardless, it was basically like a learning experience for Ahsoka. Jesus. It was basically a character development for that character, some new interactions with some other Jedi, stuff like that, right? Yes! My bees! Yes! But yeah, the way I've done these analytical breakdowns of the series so far, it started as a joke, in all honesty, where I was gonna play into the meme of Darth Jar Jar. And as I was watching, I actually started to break down the series. Man, I have so many complaints with a lot of shit. This episode wasn't really that bad, in all honesty. It was actually really focused on a lot more action type stuff than not. And more about, like, some of the thought process of the characters that you don't really interact with, but you know exist in the world as a whole. It is amazing how many different characters they go through in this series. Like, there are so many different planets you're going on to, with so many different interactions to have with different groups of people. It's actually pretty cool. But lately, I've kind of stopped doing the analytical breakdown that I used to do in favor of doing an analytical breakdown based off of the memory that I have of the episode. And realistically, there wasn't really much to go off of other than, like, you can tell. It sucks because you can tell where there are certain moments where it feels like characters are pulling their punches. Like, I almost feel like that is the case with a lot of the movies as well. Like, the characters pull their punches for a certain amount of time, and then, well, this character finally killed that character, so now I gotta go full force to kill the character that killed that character. Or hurt the character, capture the character, injure the character, something along that line. And don't get me started with how annoying it is to have to be sat there and like have the knowledge that you as the viewer have, and to see that it's such obvious knowledge that other people should also be aware of what you're aware of, even though it's established in such a way to try and make it to where you're not aware of it. But it's obvious what the information actually is, and then they like... Like, they make the characters so dumb at certain points to make the plot progress. It's so annoying.
With the McDonald's app, you can get your favorite thing delivered to your door, so you can eat your favorite thing while you watch your favorite thing at home. Order McDelivery in the McDonald's app.
I'll try and do that, Ray. I didn't realize that they released them in a weird,
There's a new class
like,
of blockbuster drugs like Ozempic.
I had expected episode 1, 2, 3, 4 to follow that timeline. I didn't release that. I did not realize that there was actually a timeline order that the episodes themselves were in.
Is just beginning.
From the journal, $1 Trillion Shot. Tap now to listen on Spotify.
I don't know. I'll check it out and see what the difference is, and if it's really that big of a difference, maybe I'll do that, or maybe I'll stick with what we got going on. That's weird that they wouldn't have it in a proper timeline release order like that. Oh, that right there is annoying. That's kind of dumb. Why do they gotta do shit like that? I mean, then again, I felt like they would do... I've noticed that. I've noticed that they've been jumping around, but I thought they were jumping around like going down in that order, not going back and forth. Are they going back and forth, or is it still like... They have to be going back and forth if there's an order like that. God! Give me a second. This is ultimately chronological timeline. Wait. $121 episodes. 216 cat and mouse, 116 hidden enemy. I'm gonna have to Okay. Why the fuck would they do it like that, man? This is the most asinine shit I've ever fucking seen. 201, 203, 201, 202, 203, 217, 218, 219, 204, 205, 206. The fuck is wrong with you? Why? Why do that? How in the fuck does 308 and 122 match? Like 308, 122, 309? Fucking seriously? That can't be right, though. That doesn't make any sense. I'm second guessing myself, even though I'm reading it. And this is the third one that I've opened so far. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Well, we gotta redo the breakdowns, the Star Wars breakdowns for this series. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Because wait, no? Here. Hold on. Okay, so let me check one more thing. I'm like trying to figure this out. Oh my god, it really is. Okay, so Season 2, Episode 16 is the first one you're supposed to watch. Then Season 1, Episode 16 is what you're supposed to watch, number 2. And then Star Wars The Clone Wars, the animated movie. Then you have Season 3, Episode 1, and then Episode 3 of that. And then you have Season 1, Episode 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, 14, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Then you have Season 2, Episode 1, 2, 3, 17, 18, 19, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's not that bad. There's a couple parts where it goes fucking wonky, and then in Season 3, it's all fucked. Season 3 is 5, 6, 7, 2, 4, 8. Then you gotta watch Season 1, Episode 22, then back to Season 3, Episode 9. Then you're at 10, 11, then Season 2, Episode 15. Wait. Did I fuck Season 2, Episode 17, then 18, then 19? Okay, it's worse than I thought. I'm fucking... What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong? What the fuck? Why, people? Why? Who the fuck? How did the people figure this shit out? Okay, so we don't really have to redo the analysis, but we do have to redo the analysis. So we're gonna fucking... Ugh.
Derby watch and gaming party on July 15th. Watch the home run derby on the big screen. Compete for the most virtual home runs. I'm glad you said something. I'm glad you said something. In all honesty, because there's parts of me that were like, man, I'm kind of like, there's certain parts where they jump around and I'm confused. You know how fucking confusing it would be to go from like, you're talking about fucking plot points. You're talking about fucking plot points that don't have a A-B, they have like an A-C-D-B. I'm actually kind of aggravated about, like, actually kind of mad about this. That's wild to me. Because I even brought that up a couple of times. I even brought up how weird it felt like it skipped ahead or whatever. And for the most part, it's like where I'm at right... I'm glad you said something now, is what I'm trying to say. Because where I'm at right now, it's not that bad of a recovery, right? I can recover pretty easily. But fuck, it gets rough in Season 2 and Season 3. Like... rough.
Yeah, release order doesn't really make that much sense. You're not wrong, because I've basically been looking at it as if I was looking at different movies. I was like, all right, so it goes like this, and then whatever. I'll just analyze it that way. I'm so glad you brought that. I have to redo the Clone Wars animated series analysis now, to a certain extent. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm annoyed. At least there's a way now that you can get it done easy, you know? Like, you don't gotta worry about having to wait week to week or trying to figure out how to... Could you imagine trying to, like, go through a DVD to that way? Like, it's so easy to do it digitally. Just press a couple buttons and boom, you're watching the episode you need to watch. The fact that I have to have a fucking list to tell me the proper order to watch it, though, is fucking wild. It does mean I'll have to kind of do a refresher. Which I was going to do a refresher after, like, every season, in quotation marks. And be like, alright, here's where we're at right now. Episode 1 of the movies. Episode 2 of the movies. You know, and go from there like that. Oh, earlier you said something about them making a new Metal Gear, and I brought up that it was a remake from Konami. The real new Metal Gear, and I say that in quotation marks because it's obviously not going to be Metal Gear, is going to be the new tactical espionage or tactical stealth espionage action game that Hideo Kojima and Kojima Productions, or whatever the hell the studio is called, is going to be coming out with in the near future. Because like, Death Stranding is not, it might have some similarities here and there, but it is not a Metal Gear game. It's a Stranding game. I'm excited for the new IP Metal Gear that Hideo Kojima is going to be coming out with. And I started cackling when I heard that because I was like, man, I can't help but think that Hideo Kojima was like, you know what? I'm going to come out with the real new Metal Gear. They're just going to do a remake. Fuck that noise. I got the real shit. Here, give me my mug that says Konami Tears. That is wild. I cannot get over that. They really set that up like that. Fucking wild to me. Well, I think I know what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of days. Hey, if you managed to make it this far, people who are watching on YouTube, I got to give you mad props because we are about an hour in, right? And I got to say, we're going to end here for today's Minecraft episode. I'm going to watch that video that Ray linked and then go from there, probably by playing Metal Gear Solid. But next Monday, I'm probably going to be you'll probably see some new shit because I'm going to play this game off stream. Probably while watching the episodes of Star Wars that I've watched recently. And, well, for 20 minutes I was kind of fucking around, so it's only really been an hour of the stream that's going up, that's going up on YouTube. Anyways, next Monday is going to be a pretty long episode of Minecraft. Because we're going to do what we normally do. We're going to talk about the games that I've been playing and plan to play in the near and distant future. And then we're going to talk about topics of conversation that caught our attention. That's for everybody. Anybody can stop by and be like, hey, reincarnated cats used to be soldiers. Or something like that. And we'll talk about that for who knows how long. And then we'll get into the Star Wars and analytical breakdown. Which will be a refresher of episodes 1 and 2 of the movies. As well as the Clone Wars. Hey, greetings and good day, Zon Keith. How are you doing today? Yes, I have been streaming on Twitch for 5 years. Today marks that day, July 1st. Appreciate that, by the way, Zon Keith. Oh, also, by the way, for everyone who's currently here, I have a link for you before I do my ending spiel. I have a clips video that I uploaded on my main YouTube. It's my my edited YouTube shit. It's like an hour and a half long of clips from the start of the stream 5 years ago, when I was streaming directly through the PlayStation 4, all the way up to a couple months back. Yeah, it's an hour and 16 minutes almost. That, you can watch that whenever you want, by the way. Anyways, that is going to be it for me for you, YouTube. I hope you enjoyed. If you have and are new here and haven't already, be sure to become a citizen today. Be a subscriber to this channel as well as my main channel. Links will be down in the description below through all my links if you're watching on YouTube. Exclamation point links like so if you're watching on Twitch and you're about to depart for the evening. Be sure to follow me on Twitch. Catch me when I go live at 6 p.m. EST EDT Friday through Monday. Invite link to the community Discord where you can always get the most accurate notifications of whenever I do go live. If I'm going to be a little bit late or early to a stream outside of a half hour, or as long as I know I'm going to be late. As well as whatever else. Yeah, I do the same thing. I go over long form content over a couple days, as well as whatever else catches your fancy through all my links. Until next time, take care and have yourselves a good one, YouTube. Bye-bye.